I posted my second video. After 5 days, it had 48 views, just 48. And my first thought was, is this embarrassing? And if I'm honest, yeah, it was. And in that moment, I wanted to quit. Not because I didn't care, but because it felt like it wasn't worth it. And that's when I realized something. The problem isn't the failure. The problem is how we think about the result. Because from a very young age, we are trained to chase outcomes. We study for grades, we work for promotions, we exercise for visible progress, we build a relationship with expectations, we create for views, and slowly results become the measure of everything: your effort, your time, even your worth. And here is the trap. The moment you want something, you sign a contract. And the contract says this: if reality doesn't match your expectations, you will suffer. You expect a 90 on a test, you get a 30. The gap, the drop in your stomach, that's a price of expectations. And that pain is real. And honestly, and that's why most people never start YouTube, because it's safer to stay in your head, in your imagination. Everything works. If I started a YouTube channel, I would get thousands, maybe millions of the views. But imagination is easy. Reality is uploading a video and seeing 48 views, and it feels like someone just threw cold water in your face. It feels like something is wrong with you. So what do? You quit. When you are driven only by results, disappointment makes you want to quit early. One try, two tries, and you are done. Even if it's something you once cared about, something you once dreamed of. But here is a deeper problem. The moment you become obsessed with the outcome, you lose the joy of doing. You are no longer creating, you are calculating. You are no longer present, you are waiting. And ironically, the more you chase the result, the worse your result becomes because your attention is gone. Focusing on results pulls you into the future. What do you want is the future, the success, the numbers, the validations. At the present moment, it becomes an obstacle, something you have to push through, something you have to survive. So you suffer through whole the process. You tell yourself, life will begin when it's work, when I finally make it, when I get there. But think about that. If every moment right now is just something to get through, then when does life actually begin? Because while you chasing your result, actually your life is happening and you are missing it. So maybe the real question isn't how do I get better results? Maybe the real question is, what if I letting the results control my life? The first step is to notice your own story. When I see my video get 40 views, my first thought is, this has no value. This means nothing. Sound familiar? Many of us carry this silent belief: I'm only valuable if I get thousands of views. I'm only valuable if I achieve something big. And here is a problem. This belief turns every result into a personal attack. A failed project isn't just a failed project anymore. It becomes a reflection of who you are. And here is the truth. The story is not real. It's something we've been told by society, by school, by every expectation we've ever received. Detaching from the results means questioning that story. It means realizing your worth isn't defined by numbers or achievements. You are not your likes. You are just the person living, creating, and experience them. The second step is to redefine success. Society gives us a very narrow definition of success. From the moment we are young, we're told the same formula: get good grades, get a good job, make more money, be the best at what you do. If you are a YouTuber, get millions of views. If you work a job, climb to the way to CEO. Just keep going. Next level, next milestone, next win. And somehow that's supposed to be success. This society conditions us to believe that success is about achieving, earning, and winning, constantly moving from one checkpoint to the next. But here is the problem: that definition is incredibly limited, and for most people, it's completely unrealistic. Because life doesn't move in straight line. Not everything you do will lead to a visible reward. Not everything effort will turn into success. So if that's your only definition of success, you will spend most of your life feeling like you are failing. And what if success means something else? What if success is growth? What if success is learning? What if success is resilient? What if success is trying something difficult and failing and walk away with more understanding? Let me ask you, if you challenge yourself, struggle, fail short, but become stronger in the process, is that real failure? Or is that a different kind of success? Because the moment you redefine success this way, something shifts. Results stop having so much power over you. They are no longer the only thing that matters. They are no longer the only way you measure your worth. And for that time, you are free to keep going. For me, this became very real when I started YouTube. At first, my definition of success was very simple: more view, more subscribers. That was it. And when that's your definition, you live in a constant anxiety because those things, you don't control them. So I changed it. I created my own scorecard. Every time I upload a video, I ask myself and record three things. First, what part of this video I'm proud of? What did I do better than last time? Second, did I learn something new while making it? Even something small. Third, what is the one small thing I want to try next time? And that's it. When I improved even a little bit, the video is a success. If I learned a new editing skills, that's a success. Even if the video gets 20 views, it's still a success. Because now, success is something I control. I took the power from the outside external and bring it back to myself. And when you do that, something changes. You stop feeling stuck. You feel not be judged, and you finally have a reason to keep going. The third thing is to shift our focus from outcome to process. Instead of asking, what will I get from this? Ask, what I'm doing right now. Instead of measuring success by the result, measure it by the quality of your attention, your effort, your presence. When I'm making YouTube videos, when I'm writing, I'm not thinking about views, I'm fully immersed in it. I'm taking the thoughts in my head and shaping them slowly, carefully into something clear and structured, like something just flows. That ideas connects, the words come naturally, and in that moment, writing itself becomes the reward. When I'm filming, I'm not thinking about numbers. I'm adjusting the phone, checking the light, enjoy the process of expressing myself. When I'm editing, I'm not thinking about the results. I'm cutting clips, timing the pose, matching the visuals to the words, making sure every second flows. In those moments, I'm not chasing an outcome. I'm inside the process, and something changes there. When you are fully engaged like that, whether it's writing, creating, studying, or even just to have a conversation, you experienced a different kind of fulfillment. It's quieter, but it's real. It's not intense, but stable. It doesn't come from views, likes, or validation. It comes from being completely present in what you are doing. And ironically, that's when your work becomes better. And finally, practice letting go again and again. Detachment is not a one time decision, it's a practice. Every time you catch yourself obsessing with an outcome, you have an opportunity to let go. And this is something I've started to practice myself. When I upload a YouTube video, in that moment, I tell myself my job is done. Not when it gets views, not when it performs well, but at the moment I hit publish. After that, it's not in my control anymore. I don't check the results, not the next day, not the day after. I wait 5 days before I look. And when I finally do, I don't see it as a result. I see it as an information, not a judgment of whether I'm good or bad, not a proof whether it was worth it, just feedback, just data, something that tells me, do I need to adjust the direction or keep going? Because the value of what I create is not decided by a number. And when you start to say things like this way, something change. You return to the present. You start noticing what you are doing, how you are feeling, what's already here, and you realize life is not waiting at the end of a goal. It's happening right now. And that shift may seem small, but it changes everything. Because when you are no longer chasing results, you are free. Free to explore, free to create, free to fail, and free to start again. And ironically, that's when you actually do better work. You are less anxious, more focused, more honest, because now you are not creating out of fear, you are creating out of presence. So next time you feel like creating, don't ask, what result will I get? Ask, can I stay with this just a little longer? Because maybe real success isn't the result, it's a freedom to no longer be controlled by it.